Hi, my name is Alex. Today I want to tell you a story about how one random afternoon completely flipped my life upside down. It started with something so small, so innocent, just me walking into the kitchen and seeing my girlfriend's laptop open. But what I found on that screen wasn't just surprising. It was absurd, humiliating, and honestly, kind of meme-worthy. This is the story of hidden messages. It was one of those painfully ordinary afternoons in America, the kind where the highlight of the day should have been the neighbors mowing their lawn for the third time that week or a DoorDash driver accidentally delivering the wrong Chipotle order to my porch. I came home from work, tired, sweaty, feeling like a rejected extra from the Office reboot. I dropped my backpack on the floor, kicked off my sneakers in the hallway with the precision of a drunk juggler, and then I saw it. Laura's laptop. Open. Glowing. Sitting in the kitchen like some ancient artifact from a cursed museum. The screen was tilted at that weird, cinematic angle, like Spielberg himself wanted me to notice. I swear the glow made the whole room look like a scene from Stranger Things. Now, I wasn't snooping. Let's be clear. I didn't put on a trench coat and detective hat, humming the Mission Impossible theme. No. The thing was practically begging me to look. Imagine a giant neon sign flashing free trauma here, that's how obvious it was. So I glanced. Just a harmless glance. That's all. But what I saw burned itself into my retinas like I had just stared at a solar eclipse without glasses. There it was, a chat window. Not work emails. Not Pinterest boards full of wedding ideas. Nope. A full-blown conversation with some dude, and it wasn't just flirty, it was the unholy child of Wattpad fanfiction and cursed Reddit threads. The guy was typing lines like, "Imagine us living inside Costco, sneaking into the rotisserie chicken section at night, just you, me, and unlimited poultry heat lamps." And Laura's reply? Not LOL or you're weird. No. She sent back emojis so chaotic that I felt like I was decoding an ancient prophecy. Eggplant. Peach. A dolphin. A tractor. A coffin. Like, what kind of 50 Shades of produce is this? I froze. My brain immediately crashed like Internet Explorer with 47 tabs open. I wanted to laugh because of how absurd it was, but I also wanted to curl into a ball and unsubscribe from reality. My emotions did the Harlem Shake inside my chest. I kept staring at the chat, scrolling, each line more cursed than the last. He was calling her my spicy Costco membership card. She called him my little rotisserie rebel. I wanted to vomit, cry, and post a Twitter thread all at once. The room suddenly felt hotter. Not sexy hot. More like my laptop is overheating because I opened Minecraft with mods hot. My ears were ringing like I had just listened to a full concert of someone playing Despacito on a kazoo. And the worst part? It wasn't even just betrayal. It was the absurdity of it. If she was just texting you're cute to some guy, fine, heartbreak, betrayal, blah blah. But Costco chickens? Tractor emojis? A dolphin? My entire world was collapsing into a Looney Tunes skit. That was the exact moment I realized, this wasn't just infidelity. This was meme-level treason. I sat there, frozen, like a Walmart mannequin that had just witnessed a crime. My knees gave up first. I slowly slid down to the cold kitchen floor, my back pressed against the fridge, while the glow of the laptop still painted the room in cursed neon betrayal. I wanted to scream, but my voice box said, "Nah bro." Instead, what came out was this awkward hiccup-cough combo, like a car that refuses to start. My cat, Mr. Pickles, strolled into the room like nothing had happened. He looked at me, stepped directly onto my chest, and just stood there. Tail flicking. Judging. I swear, if cats could talk, he would have said. Bro really crying over emojis. Couldn't be me. And then he walked away, his butt in my face, as if to remind me I was beneath him in every possible way. I grabbed the nearest bag of hot Cheetos from the counter and ripped it open like I was about to enter a gladiator match. I shoved fistfuls into my mouth, crunching so aggressively the neighbors probably thought I was chewing gravel. The dust stained my fingers bright orange, like some kind of warrior paint, and I stared at my reflection in the stainless steel of the fridge. I looked like a man defeated. A tragic clown. Imagine the Joker, but instead of smearing lipstick, he's covered in Cheeto dust. The absurd thoughts wouldn't stop. My brain started spiraling, playing 2000s emo songs in the background of my consciousness. My Chemical Romance echoed in my skull. At the same time, conspiracy theory TikToks started autoplaying in my head. What if Laura was also secretly running a Roblox boyfriend farm? What if this dude she's texting isn't real but some AI bot trained on expired Subway coupons? What if this was all just a prank for her YouTube channel? Catching my boyfriend reading my cursed sexts at Costco. Gone wrong, gone sexual, police called. I shook my head. No. Couldn't be. But then again, she did once laugh way too hard at a Minion meme. That should have been the first red flag. By now, I was on the living room carpet, rolling back and forth like a toddler having a meltdown at Target. Every few seconds, I'd pause dramatically, stare at the ceiling fan, and whisper, "Why Costco? White chickens," before rolling again. And then the paranoia shifted. If she could type this nonsense with another guy, what else was she capable of? Maybe she had a secret TikTok burner account where she thirst trapped to Minecraft villager noises. Maybe she was sending NFTs of her toes to strangers in Ohio. My stomach flipped. I ran to the bathroom, splashed water on my face, and looked into the mirror. The guy staring back at me looked like he had aged 47 years in 47 minutes. Cheeto crumbs in his beard, eyes wide, pupils dilated like I'd just seen the IRS open my OnlyFans receipts. I pointed at the mirror version of me and whispered, "You were supposed to be the main character, bro. Not the filler episode." The worst part? A tiny piece of me wanted to laugh. Like, really laugh. Because who gets cheated on with tractor emojis? That's not betrayal, that's a stand-up routine. But my pride wouldn't let me. So instead, I sat on the toilet lid, scrolling on my phone, looking for a meme that perfectly matched my pain. Every meme hit too close to home. SpongeBob with the mocking text font? Felt personal. Drake shaking his head? Felt directed at me. Even the Doge with tears meme was basically my portrait. I had officially entered the spiral. And it was only the beginning. By the time Laura got home, I had already staged the scene like I was filming a low-budget Netflix docuseries about betrayal. The LED lights in the living room were set to dramatic purple. Lo-fi beats were blasting on my Bluetooth speaker at a volume so unnecessary that the neighbors probably thought I was summoning demons. I was sitting cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by snack wrappers like a raccoon who had just raided a 7-Eleven. In front of me was a single Pop-Tart on a plate, untouched, as if it symbolized my broken innocence. My face was still streaked with orange Cheeto dust, which at this point felt less like food residue and more like emotional war paint. The door opened. Laura walked in, holding a Target bag, humming casually, completely unaware that her entire career as my girlfriend was about to collapse in 4K. She froze when she saw me. Imagine walking into your house and finding your boyfriend sitting on the floor like a rejected e-boy influencer. My eyes locked onto hers, unblinking, like an NPC waiting for input. I didn't speak. I didn't have to. Instead, I pointed dramatically at her laptop, which I had placed in the center of the room on a shoebox pedestal like it was the Ark of the Covenant. Then I pointed at my chest. Then I pointed at her. Then I collapsed backward onto the carpet with the slow-motion drama of a soccer player pretending to be injured. The silence was unbearable. So I broke it by narrating my feelings out loud in the style of a TikTok story time. So basically, guys, today I found out my girlfriend has been sending cursed Costco sexts to some dude who probably smells like Axe body spray and eats Lunchables unironically. Laura blinked. She looked at me like she was deciding whether to call a therapist or an exorcist. But I was in too deep. I stood up, tore off my hoodie like I was about to WWE SmackDown the emotional trauma, and yelled, "Do you know what it's like to see the love of your life send a tractor emoji to another man? Do you understand the humiliation? The Costco rotisserie betrayal?" I tried to storm dramatically out of the room, but destiny had other plans. My foot caught on a pair of Crocs by the door. I tripped, flailed like a dying inflatable tube man outside a car dealership, and face-planted into the wall. The impact knocked down an entire shelf of Funko Pops. They rained down around me like plastic witnesses, each one silently judging. Baby Yoda, Spider-Man, Dwight Schrute all staring at me as if to say, "Bro, this is not the main character energy you think it is." But did I stop? No. I stood up, dizzy, probably concussed, but with the determination of a man who refuses to lose an argument, even against logic itself. I marched back into the room, raised my arms like Moses parting the Red Sea, and declared, "Laura, you haven't just betrayed me. You've betrayed the sanctity of Costco. The chicken of my soul. The tractor of my dignity. The dolphin of my dreams." At this point, I was basically cosplaying as a Shakespearean clown, performing a tragic monologue in Cheeto-stained sweatpants. And honestly, a small, deranged part of me hoped someone was recording it. Because this wasn't just heartbreak. This was content. That night, sleep was not an option. My brain was running like a PC from 2006 trying to play Cyberpunk 2077, fan spinning, screen freezing, loud error noises inside my skull. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, hearing phantom Discord notifications, convinced that every sound in the house was the ding of another cursed emoji being sent. At 1 a.m., I gave up and stumbled into the bathroom. The mirror did me dirty. What stared back wasn't Alex, 26-year-old dude from Ohio. No. It was a hollow-eyed meme character, the human equivalent of the "This Is Fine" dog sitting in a burning room. Except instead of coffee, I was clutching a half-empty bottle of Gatorade like it was holy water. I leaned closer and whispered to myself, "You're not even a man anymore. You're content. You're a TikTok POV skit waiting to happen." Then, like some deranged WWE wrestler, I practiced dramatic lines in the mirror. You don't just cheat on me, Laura, you cheat on the Costco chicken of my soul. Every tractor emoji was a stab wound. Every dolphin was a funeral bell. I may be down, but I'm not discounted, I'm not clearance rack love. I even threw in a fake mic drop using my toothbrush. By 2:30 a.m., the paranoia evolved into full-blown conspiracy. I started doom-scrolling Reddit threads like signs your girlfriend is actually running a Minecraft boyfriend farm and what if your partner is secretly role-playing as Shrek on Discord. Every post confirmed what I already knew, the world was absurd, and I was its punchline. At 3 a.m., I reached peak clown mode. I put on my old prom suit jacket, no shirt, just jacket, stood on the porch, and let the cold suburban wind hit my face like I was filming a dramatic music video. Neighbors probably saw me and thought I was practicing to audition for The Bachelor, cursed Costco edition. The next morning at work, things didn't get better. My boss asked me to send an email to a client, and my sleep-deprived brain betrayed me. Instead of a professional greeting, I typed out eggplant peach dolphin tractor skull and hit send. 10 minutes later, HR called me into their office. They said I looked unstable. Which, fair. By lunch break, I knew I had two choices. Collapse into the void of humiliation. Monetize my downfall. And let's be real, this is America. If life hands you trauma, you turn it into content. So I pulled out my phone, hit record, and started. POV, you find out your girlfriend is sending cursed Costco sexts to another dude. I added sad violin music, slow zooms, a few clips of me dramatically eating Cheetos like it was my last meal. I uploaded it to TikTok with the caption, #Costco cheated me, #tractor emoji pain, #rotisserie heartbreak. The views exploded. Comments poured in. Bro really got betrayed with poultry products skull. Not the dolphin emoji, that's where I draw the line loudly crying face, loudly crying face, loudly crying face. Main character arc unlocked fire fire fire. And just like that, my humiliation became my superpower. Laura might have taken my trust, but she gave me something else, a brand new influencer career. The pain turned into profit. The betrayal turned into memes. And deep down, I knew one thing for certain. I would never look at a Costco chicken the same way again. That's the end of this incredible story. Subscribe to the channel to see more interesting stories like this. Goodbye.